Good morning, Year 8. So here we are again at remote learning, but if you do the right thing, I'm sure you're going to learn lots. Okay, so you just need your maths book in front of you. You need to be copying down all the notes that I write up on the board, but you also need to be listening to the explanation. So you've got the video, you can slow it down, pause it when you need to, make sure you listen, and then you can write it all down and just pause it as you're doing that. Okay, so we are actually starting a new topic. It's called financial maths. A lot of you are going to end up doing careers involving money, so it's really important that you understand these basics before we build on them in year 9, 10, and if you go on to 11 and 12 there as well. Okay, so some basics. Alright, so we're doing profit, loss and GST. So to start with, we're looking at profit. Profit occurs when the selling price, that's the last price that you know about. So we're looking at it in chronological order. In other words, what happens as time moves on. Okay, so the last price when you're looking at the time involved is your selling price. A profit occurs when the selling price is higher than the cost price, which was the first price you had or the original price. Okay, so you make a profit if that happens. Alright, we're looking at a loss now. A loss occurs when the selling price or the last price is lower than the original price or the cost price. Okay, that's when you lose money and you suffer a loss. Okay, so we're looking also at percentage profit or percentage loss, depending on the question. Okay, this becomes really important when looking at values on shares and values on properties and things like that. So any investments, really important that we're looking at these things. Okay, so the word percentage, we've already done the basics on percentages. The word percentage means we times by 100. So somewhere in the working, we're going to have to multiply by 100. And there it is at the end. Profit or loss, depending on what word they want to use in the question, that's the first thing that gets written in the fraction, the profit or the loss, depending on the question. So we've got nothing to write on the bottom of the fraction. That will always be the original price or the cost price. Okay, so whatever happened first in time, that's the number that goes on the bottom. Okay, these first couple of questions are just basic ones, but we are going to build into the harder ones in the next video. So to start with, we're just having an understanding of what profit and loss is. So in each question we're stating, part 1, what the actual cost price is, and part 2, whether a profit or loss was made. Okay, so make sure you're underlining in red what they've asked for. Okay, so in the first example, we have a car. It was bought for $18,700 and sold for $15,000. So the cost price is the first one. $18,700, that's the first thing that happened. He bought it for $18,700. That is your cost price. This other price would be the selling price. They haven't asked you that in this question, but that would be the selling price. And sold, selling, they both start with S, they're talking about the same thing. So the cost price is $18,700. Was a profit or loss made? Well, I think you can see by the time he went to sell this, he sold it for a lot less. So he lost money on this deal. Okay, so he suffered a loss. Alright, the next one, we have a house. Bought for $543,000 and sold for $674,000. The cost price is the first one, $543,000. That's what happened first in time. He bought it sometime in the past for $543,000. That's your cost price. This is his selling price, but they haven't asked you that here. And part 2, was a profit or loss made? I think you can see that he bought it for $543,000, sold it for more money, so he has made a profit. Okay, we're coming back into video 2 to continue with this lesson.